Good morning, this is Rich Nelson with Allendale giving an update regarding USDA's report. This is August 12th of 2015. As far as big news here, well, we've actually got a big surprise compared with the trade expectations for today's USDA update on production, demand, and ending stocks. In terms of corn, the trade was actually expecting moderate declines in actually both corn and soybean production, and therefore some lower numbers on ending stocks as well. USDA surprised the trades with increasing crops versus the July estimate. For corn, we actually saw USDA raise yields by 2 bushels an acre across the nation for now 168.8 bushels per acre. No changes were made for planted or harvested acres on corn, which was expected here, which was the trade expectation here. So corn production moving from 13.3, which was the average trade guess, compared with July levels of 13.5. Now USDA has a 13.7 number for production on corn. I'll give you guys a quick update on some states in the Western Corn Belt, which did give us this very large number. Record crop seen here. I've got here for Iowa now at 183. Their previous record was 181. Looking at Nebraska, we have record crop as well, 187 bushels an acre, far above Nebraska's previous record of 179. As far as numbers, looking at Minnesota here, I see a record crop for them as well, 184 versus the previous record of 177. Those are just a few selected states to simply point out that the Western Corn Belt offsetting the problems in the East right now. Not just offsetting, but in fact more than offsetting the problems here. So corn numbers as far as ending stocks, 1.599 was the numbers from last month. That moved up here. I've got numbers right now, 1.713 billion bushels. So on the corn side, certainly a bearish report. As far as soybeans, same story there as well. USDA did start out by making some adjustments to planted acres, down 800,000 acres. They actually suggested more problems with the harvested issue. Harvested acres were lowered by 900,000 acres. So they did touch the acreage issue on this report. In fact, maybe a little more so than they normally would on an August report. As far as yields, those moved up from last month's 46.0 to now 46.9 bushels an acre across the nation. Nationwide production now at 3.9 billion bushels. It was 3.885 here. So a slight increase in terms of those numbers. So even though lower acreage, a higher yield certainly offset that and gave us a net minor increase in nationwide soybean production. As far as soybean stocks on the new crop side, this is where the big surprise was. Last month was 425 million bushels. The trade was expecting a sharp drop down to only 301. However, we're back now to 470 million bushels for U.S. ending stocks. Now, a lot of people will be questioning USDA's numbers, not just questioning them, but vehemently arguing with USDA's numbers. Keep in mind from the actual data, which on the weather data, which does correlate with yields, which is July temperatures, July precip, as well as August weather here, USDA is actually justified on these numbers. We're a little surprised by the size of the influence they suggested here for the Western Corn Belt, but we're simply pointing out that the trade certainly was a bit too bold up going in this report, as they're expecting some major declines. Now, as far as our viewpoint, yes, these are large numbers. They probably won't hold as the months go on out, but they certainly give us a much larger starting point for slight declines as we go into the October crop report, and then again on the January numbers as well. So pretty much what we did here was remove all the big disaster type talk out of the trade industry right now, and now we're talking of some, maybe some declines which will be seen moderately going to the January numbers. If you have any questions about markets, marketing, how this report will influence the trade overall, how to market your crops in the face of these types of surprises, feel free to give Allendale a call here. Our number is 1-800-262-7538.